Real people, real celebrities, real talk.
Join the Breakfast Club.
Blast off in your ear.
Weekday morning, 6 to 10.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club, and we have somebody from Love and Hip Hop New York in the building.
Now, is this Peter Gunz's wife or this is Peter Gunz's side chick? Which one is it? Or his baby mom?
Or his baby moms.
Which one is it?
His baby's mother.
Okay.
His
all
baby's
right.
mother.
Baby mama. Okay.
That's right. You guys are
Well, don't look at me. Why everybody look? Okay, what's next? Okay, now it's time for somebody else to come with a follow-up question. Now,
Let's
act like
start
we've
right
never
away.
done
Are you
this
still
before.
with Peter Gunz? Are y'all still together?
We are not still together, but we have 2 children, so that's a bond that we will always have, and we will always have to communicate because of that.
Did you find out on the show he was cheating on you? Like, did that smack you right on the show?
Yeah, that the smack that you guys saw was right after the smack she hit me. That information was a smack. So I found that out in that moment that they were married.
Where'd you learn that slap technique? Because you're not throwing closed fists. Everything's a slap.
You're very aggressive.
And Peter ducks like he's been slapped numerous times throughout
He
our
seems
relationship.
very
Absolutely.
abused.
Well, I have to be honest. I'm from
seems
a
abused.
very, very small town in Mississippi. I have 8 brothers, so I'm used to throwing a slap or a punch.
What do your brothers say?
My brothers are a little upset. They're a little
Do they
angry.
want to jump him?
Collectively, probably, yes.
All right, well, let's get into it. Now, he said that he was with somebody when he got with you, and you were the original
Side
side
chick.
piece.
He said that? Okay, well, this is part of Peter's continuous cycle. I'm sure there's always a triangle involved with Peter, and I was dating him. I was in graduate school. We were just dating for fun. We were friends, and
Friends
later
with benefits.
we were friends with. At some point, we became friends with benefits. But again, I was in graduate school. I was in New York for the first time. I was just trying to have fun. I thought he was a funny guy, so we were just kind of dealing with each other.
Was Deja Vu out then?
Deja Vu was well on the downfall.
Got you.
It was on the downslide.
Oh, so it was around the time Deja Vu was out? No.
No.
You seem way younger than that.
I met Peter in 2001. I think that came out in
Oh, yeah, he had been
1996.
fell off by then.
So
That's my guy, but it was over.
Right. So I met him just as a, he came into Sam Ash one day, which is where I was working at the time.
Oh, you probably met mad people working at Sam Ash.
Yeah, and
He wanted a
gave
guitar.
us-
How did he introduce himself? Did he introduce himself like, hi, I'm Peter Gunz from...
He did not. He
Uptown,
said that he hoped I would ask him when was he coming out with another song, but I didn't know who he was. I was like, here's your receipt. You can pick up your stuff over there.
Why would he want you to ask him a question he don't even know the answer to?
So then how did you guys end up going out after that?
You know what? He had given his number to his sales associate, which was a friend of mine, and so he was like, listen, I guess like a lot of the girls were dating guys that would come in and out, and I was kind of like the new girl, and he was like, listen, you can go out with him. I want you to go out with him, but you can't be a hoe. I was like, who is he? And he was like, well, he's Peter Gunz. And I'm like, I don't know who that is.
And you said, who is he?
I'm like, who is that? So that's just kind of how it started. So he gave me the number. About a week later, maybe 2 weeks later, I was cleaning out my purse. And I was like, oh, I never called this guy, but let me call it just in case he comes back in so I can honestly say, no, I did call you. You didn't pick up. So I called. He picked up.
Well, the good folks at Media Takeout said that you're a trained actress, and this is all BS.
Oh, my God. I wish I was that talented.
But you are an actress.
I am an actress. I do have an MFA. I didn't know that was a bad thing, though.
No, he was saying that he thought it would be good for you to do the show because you are an actress, to get some exposure.
Well, yeah, to use it as a platform to get back to what I actually came here to do and probably pay off some of those student loans I have.
You probably said to
a private
yourself,
university.
I'm going to do this show, but I'm going to show them how to be classy. And that's what everybody says when they go on a show like this. I'm going to be the classy one. I'm going to be the one that I went to graduate school. I have an MFA.
You know what? I didn't say any of that. Actually, when he came to me with doing the show, and at the time Love and Hip Hop Atlanta was airing, and we would look at each other at the end and be like, are we really going to do this? And I was like, I don't know. Are we really going to do this? So I was just like, at that time, I'm like, we're pretty boring. I don't know what they want to follow. Like,
Yeah, because you didn't know that he had a wife.
I didn't know. I'm just like, what are they going to follow? Us with the kids in the park? Us trying to get out on Mondays to have family day? Like, I'm confused. But I'm like, okay, let's just do it. We're space fillers. Fine. Let's just be space fillers.
So why didn't you wipe off Peter Gunz's feet when you saw him on TV? You knew he had that Mississippi mud on the bottom of his feet.
And that listen, people were like, wow, they don't clean their house.
No, listen, I do have 2 children, so my house is dirty a lot, and Marty will tell you she's come to help me a lot of times. But Peter was outside smoking a cigar, playing with the kids.
Right.
Barefoot.
Why was he barefoot outside?
And when he came inside, I said to him, you need to put on some socks. And he was like, why? I'm like, because your feet look disgusting. And he was like, no, they're not going to get that. I'm like, then wash your feet. He's like, no, they're not going to get that. I'm like, okay, then let's just go then.
What do you think, it was a picture? You could just crop his feet out on TV?
I think that's what he
You
thought.
know they kept that in. They like gold right there. It's dirty feet on the
and
screen.
so
HD?
And now he just won't leave it alone. He keeps making jokes about it, but yeah.
All right, but let's go back to this. So he was involved with somebody, but you didn't know. He had a whole other...
He was involved with someone that I did not know. I did speak to this young lady at some point, and I was just like, listen, we're just friends. Like, I don't know what to tell you. We're just friends.
Even though you was having sex with him.
But we were friends.
Okay.
I didn't deny
Just
having
admit that part.
Yeah. I said we were friends. And so...
but he didn't tell you.
No, he did not tell me.
That's not a good friend.
He did well
because if you're really friends with somebody, they'll be like,
I will tell you what he said. He was breaking up, is what he said.
Okay.
So as years progressed, this young lady moved to another state.
Is this the family in Louisiana?
Yes.
Okay.
This young lady moved to another state, and he and I at that moment began to really we became closer at that moment. Right. Yeah.
And then
became
you got pregnant. Couple. Were you guys excited?
He was excited. I was like, oh God. It's so weird that this story, because he was like, you're acting weird. Why don't you take a pregnancy test? And I'm like, I don't know why you want me to do that. Like, I'm fine. I just wanted some olives in a jar.
Right.
Or I wanted some mushrooms in a jar. What's the
just
problem?
Throwing up.
Peter's like, look, I've done this numerous times.
Yeah. I'm used to this.
I know all the signs.
So we were watching Saw 3, and I was like, can we just watch the movie and then we'll take the pregnancy test? He's like, no, let's watch it. I'm like, it's going to ruin Saw 3. At that moment, I was obsessed with Saw. So he's like, let's just go take it. So I'm like, fine. I took the test. I just remember turning out the light, standing on the toilet. I'm like, I just need to be in a weird place. I'm like, don't make any sudden movements. And then I flip the light on. He looks over at the test, and he like smiles. I'm like, you're a jokester. And he was like,
positive.
Got it.
And it was like, I'm like, this one's broke. It says pregnant. So
and
that's
then you
kind of how
had
it started.
2.
Yeah.
Now let me.
I was just trying to get lucky both times. I just want to put that out there.
Okay. Now the worst part of I think the whole situation is that he didn't tell you about his relationship with Amina, and you guys are giving each other greetings and kisses on the cheek and hey, how you doing, and listening to her music and everything, and you had no idea.
Yeah, Amina is a person that I was encouraging him to manage.
You was encouraging her to bang.
I was, yeah. I sat him down one day, and I was like, listen, at this point in your life, I think you should find 2 or 3 people that you truly believe in, whether it's Corey, Amina, Jabril, whomever it is, and really, really, really try and put their music out there, sell the music, do whatever. I originally thought, and I still do think that Amina is a great songwriter. So I was like, Mariah Carey should be singing these songs. Like Nick Cannon should be listening to this. Like promoting this girl's music. And one day, very specifically, I sat him down. And I'm like, what stops you from managing her wholeheartedly? Were my exact words. And yeah. That's
what?
Kinda,
he told you he was having sex with?
No, he was just like, you know what, you're right. Like, that kind of gives me the confidence to really, really start managing her. Was that conversation how it went?
And how do you laugh at vagina?
How do you laugh about it now? Because you seem so open and just...
I laugh because it's like, it's either I laugh or go home and crack him upside the head when he comes
Y'all
over.
still live together?
We don't live together, but he's over a lot. We have 2 kids. I expect him to take the kids to school in the morning and also pick them up.
Not when he's laid up and he misses that wake-up call.
Yeah.
Do you get mad when you watch the episodes and you like, I can't believe I'm getting put out there like this for $1,500 an episode?
Listen, we watched the episode together yesterday, and about 4 pair of shoes went flying across the room. Yeah.
Are you dating anybody else now?
I'm not really dating, no. I like to keep my options open.
Because there's a lot of guys on Twitter that are checking for you now.
I know, that's hilarious.
Which I'm sure drives Peter crazy.
No, what's going to drive Peter crazy is when I'm actually really dating.
Gotcha.
Aw. That's like my brother.
Really make him mad.
And he's married to Peter's sister.
So don't you feel like Mona should be paying y'all more money? For all that y'all putting out there?
Any job you do, you think you should be making more money. No, it doesn't matter what it is. Even if I were getting $1 million an episode, I'd be like, can I get $1 million in one?
Right.
You're not getting $1 million.
I'm just saying.
You're like 2,025.
If that's what you're comfortable saying.
And why are you promoting her drink? She's not paying you to do that.
I like Mix. Are you kidding me?
Okay. I like Mona too. I just like giving her a hard time.
I like Mix. It's good. I've drank about 20 of those.
Yeah, you're pretty stressed out right now.
I am pretty stressed out.
You actually, it looks like you lost a lot of weight from when the show first started.
I did lose a lot
Is
of
it the
weight.
stress of it, or
you know what? When I found out that Peter was married, I couldn't eat. I was in the bed. I was literally, Amadi will tell you, I was calling her every day. I mean, my emotions were up and down because, I mean, that's a hard blow. I mean, I'm laughing about it. It's funny, but it's very serious. It's disrespectful. And that, even in her telling me this information, I'm like, do you not understand what you're saying?
Right.
Do you not, relate
You're married
to me
to the
as
man
a woman
that I'm in a relationship
right now.
with.
Relate to me as a woman. Forget, she's treating me like whatever I'm doing to her, she's taking it as a personal attack. Whatever I'm doing to him is a personal attack to her. Whatever he's telling her that I'm doing, as to why his household is messed up, and he loves to say that. Well, we were not in a good place, and I'm like, well, how could we be in a good place if this is the capabilities that you are, that you can dish out, like, for you to. In your head, justify, listen, I'm going to be honest. I've never stressed anyone to marry me. I've never said, when can we get married? I just want to be functional. I feel like marriage will come whenever it comes. Like, my parents were married 20 years, 25 years, and I can't say that was happy. I just want to be functional. I want to be able to get along with somebody, and if marriage comes, it comes. Right. So probably because of that, you know what I mean? And so, I say to him that, let's say, for instance, you and I were married and you were having this affair. Marriage wouldn't have been an option. Right. You don't marry someone at some point, reality has to kick in. Like, this is going too far, this affair is going too far, or you need to say, Tarnasha, we are not working out, I'm not happy, and we need to move on. Peter and I have had conversations, January very specifically, where the new year had come, and I'm like, I'm not happy. And I don't want to cheat on you, and I don't want to go out and find whatever I need some other place, but I'm not happy. And what can we do? Can we give ourselves 3 months to figure it out? You do what I like, I do what you like, do the things we used to do, even if it's just for this 3 months, to see if we can find what we lost. And that's a real conversation, and I don't know how much really you can be with someone. At that was his moment to say, well, I'm not happy either. And so why don't we take some time apart?
Because people are never always happy in a relationship. There's always periods when...
relationships are up and down. Peter and I, before I had children, we were like happy-go-lucky. When you become a mom and you have other responsibilities, you're not just responsible for yourself. I can't just give Peter, 1,000% of my attention. I have to,
it's impossible.
I have to work. I have to take care of this baby, and then, there is like the time that I need for me, and that's what's been lost in all of this. So perhaps I wasn't happy because I didn't have an outlet that he had, that he could be happy. But that's my thing. I'm like, if you had this outlet and this is where you were going to rest your head, as you say to her on the show, then come home and be nice to me then. I mean, because you've rested your head and you've relaxed.
You're having a great time.
You're having a great time. You know what I mean? If you still have to come home and you still, fiend for me, need me, what do we need her for? Right. You know what I mean?
We saw a rumor on the blog that she had got deported. Is there any truth that he married her for the green card?
As much as I would love to say that, I see a relationship. I don't know anything about that. I know
that might have been part of it, maybe.
That is,
maybe that's the reason to rush the marriage, like.
Well, I don't want to say, if that's how I felt, that's what I would be saying. I see a relationship there. Anything less than, I want to divorce her immediately to work out my family, then there's just nothing else to talk about. That's a relationship that they've cultivated over this year. Whether they were friends first, whatever moment they start sleeping together, that's a relationship.
Would you take him back?
Right now, no.
Can you still
maybe
hit it?
later?
No. Can you still hit it?
Depends on how I'm feeling. No.
Gotcha.
No, because listen, I'm keeping
a few
real.
mixed Moscatos.
A few mixes and maybe.
Yeah. I talked to you on the phone the other day, and we were talking about Peter getting here early, and you said, yeah, he told me I have to make sure I wake him up so he's not late. And the first thing I said was, oh, so he was over there.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, we have 2 kids, When Peter leaves, our boys go, when he leaves the house, they go crazy. Right. And, whether he stays, he puts them to bed, and he falls asleep on the couch, which is where he claims he always slept, which is why we're in this place. But on that particular day, that particular week, the show had just come out. He was very depressed. I think he just wanted to be around what was familiar, what was home. So I did allow that to happen.
Are you concerned about what the boys are going to think about this when they get older and they see, how everything went down?
I'm definitely concerned about that. And I just remember my mother taking a lot from my father. And in the end of it all, we were always so angry with her for taking so much. So I hope that, when my boys are able to view this and
they're going to hate it.
I want them to say, hopefully in the perfect world, Peter would have grown, he would have matured, he would have done a lot of great things, so they can say, well, this is where my dad was, and look at him now. And just know that it's never okay use that as an example to never be that way.
It's never okay to be in a relationship and then go get married.
That's never
on the low.
That's completely unacceptable.
Yeah.
There's no justification of that. It's no reason for that. And he always says, like, I can't wait until I can tell my true side of the story, how we were not happy. And I'm like, Peter, if we were not happy, we should have been on the same page. And when I say the same page, I mean then let me know that we're not that happy so that I can start acting accordingly.
Right. So I said you got to break up with your girlfriend before you marry the side
Yes,
chick.
that's exactly what you said. And that's why I told him stop saying that, because someone's already shut you down.
If polygamy was legal, would you be a wife too?
No, absolutely not. I feel like that if I can choose one person and be with that person and give them 13 years, when I'm bored, when I'm exhausted, when I'm like, oh, I know what he's going to do. He's going to do this, and this is not exciting. If I can do that, then so can a man.
13 years? He couldn't marry
I
you
know
in
how you
13
feel,
years?
though.
Yes.
I watched something you said.
I'm
they
all
need
for
that side
polygamy.
chick, something to just bang out.
No, but you don't marry the side chick.
Exactly.
That's a guy code violation.
No, I definitely get that. It's definitely wrong. And let me tell you something. It's been a rough summer. It was a rough summer.
So if Peter is Stevie J, who are you, Jocelyn or Mimi?
Neither.
Good answer.
Neither.
She said neither. Stupid.
All right. Well, we appreciate you for
How do you
joining
feel
us.
about Amina right now?
Ain't this Amina? Who this?
Listen, I'm going to give you my name
Come
from
on, Webby.
Mississippi. Tara
Tara.
Chanel Wallace.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Tara
I'm like,
Nasha.
why are you asking her about Amina? She's right here.
She does owe me for a couple of vowels, the A's. They all belong to me.
Oh my goodness.
How do you feel about her right now?
How I feel about her right now? I don't care. I had to completely wash my hands of that. I believe that what's for someone is going to be for them regardless. It doesn't do me any justice to wish bad on her. I don't care.
So you wouldn't buy her album, huh?
Not even if Jesus asked
Would
me
you
to do
scream-
him
do
a
you ever-
personal favor.
You ever scream on her? You ever scream on Peter? Let her wash your dirty feet.
Maybe I've said something along the lines.
Well, we appreciate you joining us, Tara Chanel Wallace. That's what you said?
Tara Nashay Chanel. Wow.
Nashay.
Nashay.
Nashay Chanel
Chanel
Wallace.
Okay.
Peter Gunz, baby mama.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, gosh.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Downfall.
Gotcha.
It was on the downslide.
Oh, so it was around the time Deja Vu was out? No.
No.
You seem way younger than that.
I met Peter in 2001. I think that came out in
Oh yeah, he had been
1996.
fell off by then.
So
That's my guy, but it was over.
Right. So I met him just as a, he came into Sam Ash one day, which is where I was working at the time.
Oh, you probably met mad people working at Sam Ash.
Yeah, and
He wanted a
gave
guitar.
us-
How did he introduce himself? Did he introduce himself like, "Hi, I'm Peter Gunz from"?
He did not. He
Uptown,
said that.
baby. Fist. Everything's a slap.
You're very aggressive.
And
like
Peter
you-
ducks like he's been slapped numerous times throughout
He
our
seems
relationship.
very
Absolutely.
abused.
Well, I have to be honest. I'm from
Seems
a
abused.
very, very small town in Mississippi. I have 8 brothers, so I'm used to throwing a slap or a punch.
What do your brothers say?
My brothers are a little upset. They're a little
Do they
angry.
want to jump him?
Collectively, probably yes.
All right, well, let's get into it. Now, he said that he was with somebody when he got with you, and you were the original.
What's next? Okay, now it's time for somebody else to come with a follow-up question. Now,
Let's
act like
start
we've
right
never
away.
done
Are
this
you still
before.
with Peter Gunz? Are y'all still together?
We are not still together, but we have 2 children, so that's a bond that we will always have, and we will always have to communicate because of that.
Did you find out on the show he was cheating on you? Like, did that smack you right on the show?
Yeah, that the smack that you guys saw was right after the smack she hit me. That information was a smack. So I found that out in that moment that they were married.
Where'd you learn that slap technique? Because you're not throwing clothes.
Real people, real celebrities, real talk.
Join the Breakfast Club. Weekday morning, 6 to 10.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club, and we have somebody from Love and Hip Hop New York in the building.
Now, is this Peter Gunz's wife or this is Peter Gunz's side chick? Which one is it? Or his baby mom?
Or his baby moms.
Which one is it?
His baby's mother.
Okay.
His
all right.
baby's mother.
Baby mama. Okay.
That's right. You guys are
Well,
so.
don't look at me. Why everybody look? Okay. What?
Oh,
Side chick.
piece.
He said that? Okay, well, this is part of Peter's continuous cycle. I'm sure there's always a triangle involved with Peter. And I was dating him. I was in graduate school. We were just dating for fun. We were friends. And
Friends
later,
with benefits.
we were friends with, at some point we became friends with benefits. But again, I was in graduate school. I was in New York for the first time. I was just trying to have fun. I thought he was a funny guy. So we were just kind of dealing with each other.
Was Deja Vu out then?
Deja Vu was well on the